Hey guys, today I wanted to do a quick video on how to drill or dig through solid rock. We're working on the foundation of our house right now. You can see I've got the hammer drill, I got the tractor over here, I got the auger on the tractor, and I wanted to talk about some of this because we've been doing some struggling. This is something I've had to deal with several times in the past, and I've had to do it. So, sometimes if you're working on like a fence post or something, it's pretty easy to just move a post over. But there are times when you're working on like a foundation for a house or something that you just can't do that. And with our building back behind this camper here, and with our shop over in here, and then now this house we're building, and several other buildings I've built in the past, y'all know if you watch my channel very much, I've got multiple videos. You can't always avoid where you're digging. You pretty much have to dig right there. And sometimes we have access to really good equipment, and sometimes we don't. So without further ado, I want to get right into kind of what we're doing, and I kind of want to make this a fairly quick video. So we have on this job access to just my auger. This is a Tractor Supply auger that I bought. It's actually a pretty good auger if anybody's in the market for one. But this is what we're using. We have to dig 8 of these holes about this size. This one still needs a little bit of work. See if I can get down inside there. It still needs just a little bit of work around the edges. We're still going to have to bellow that out just a little bit, but that's about right. It's going to be 40 inches deep and approximately 18 inches wide. This one's a little bit wide at the mouth, but that's about what it's going to be. We've got 8 of them, 4 on this side and then 4 on the other side. So obviously we wanted to start with the biggest auger we could do. A 12-inch auger is the biggest that I know of that will go on these PTO driven augers. So we started with that one because we need an 18-inch hole, so we started with the 12-inch, and then all you have to do is 3-inch all the way around the rim. It's not terribly bad if you can make it work. 40 inches deep is still pretty deep, but these holes had so many rocks and so many problems that the shear bolt on there just kept shearing off. So this is where your shear bolt goes. Out of desperation, I put another bolt in there. That is not a high-grade bolt, I promise. It is just a painted low-grade bolt that I had found laying around my place. But what you always want to use is a low-grade bolt on there because you need it to shear, and that keeps everything else from tearing up in the event of it hitting a rock or something. So long story short, there was just no way we could get that 12-inch to work. So we went to the 9-inch, and the 9-inch stopped shearing bolts, but it still just wasn't drilling well enough. So then we got our 6-inch, and even the 6-inch wasn't going down well enough. So basically what we ended up doing was getting my Bosch hammer drill and getting a makeshift chisel. This is actually another tool that the tool itself had broke off and somebody threw it away, but it had the attachment that it would work in my Bosch hammer drill. And so I just sharpened it up, left it, kept it hard, and put it on my hammer setting, and I can get down inside here and actually hammer drill in. So what I did was I would hammer drill right into the middle, and then I would grab that 6-inch auger that I showed y'all, and I would drill down in. So after hammer drilling right into the middle, then I would drill down to my 40th depth, pull that out. Sometimes, in some cases, I could then come up, go to my 9-inch, and then go up to my 12-inch. But some of these holes, like this one, I have to get my hammer drill because there's just so much rock. You can see just how much rock there is right there. It's just pretty much pure hard stone that I'm chiseling off right there. If I reach down inside there, so some of it's mixed with clay, but all of that is just pure iron ore stone right there. It's just solid stone, and I just have to chip it off with that. So all the tools that I've got here, these are working really well. But I will just say that for me, doing a homeboy project. It's different when I'm building a building for somebody else because I can rent bigger equipment. But for myself here on this job, if it wasn't for this right here, I'd be up a creek, boys. This right here, this has been a wonderful saver for me. And honestly, we bought this, me and my wife, we bought this tool right when we started building this place, right when we started on the shop. We bought this Bosch hammer drill, and I'm not being sponsored by them, I promise. But this has been a great tool, guys. I'm so happy we bought this thing. It has just been absolutely wonderful. I mean, you see the kind of abuse it's getting. I try to take care of my tools, but you know, this thing has just, it was built for a beating. It's just an absolutely phenomenal tool. And if this one ever breaks, I will absolutely buy another one. Usually I use it on the hammer drill setting in our concrete and all like that, but man, that hammer setting, it's a beast. I love it. The one thing I do wish is that they had a plain drill setting and an attachment that you could put actual drill bits, because there are times, you know, usually I have a battery pack drill, and it would be kind of nice if occasionally I could use this plug-in for anything real big. And I like how long it is, especially when I'm putting boards on a trailer. So Bosch, you might think about that, some type of an attachment. But other than that, guys, this is an absolutely jam up wonderful tool. So if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't be able to get through that. So that's what we're doing, guys. That's about it for us, is stepping up on there. That 6-inch auger is just a lifesaver. And having this right here. And one last little tip I'll show you. Now this should be self-explanatory, but sometimes you don't think about it. If you've been using an auger for quite some time, you don't necessarily think about how dull that tip is getting. But these tips right here, these are replaceable tips. You can see this one's out. We took it out of this one and put it into this one. I think they sell them separately. But when you buy the first one, they come with the tip. And sometimes you go to using it for years and years, and you don't really think about just how wore out that tip is getting. Me and my father-in-law and brother-in-law, we were working in some really rough ground for a while, and we just could not drill through our holes, and it just didn't dawn on us how wore out that tip was. I mean, you could see it, but we hadn't seen a new tip in so long that we just didn't think about the difference. So we're like, man, what is going on? And we're like, I wonder if that tip is messed up. And then we go and look at a new tip at the store, and it's so much thicker, so much. I mean, you couldn't tell it was wore out until you saw the new one. So anyway, that may sound crazy to some people, especially if you haven't used your auger very much. But if you're having trouble, go check your tip, see if it's actually sharp, see if it actually looks good. This one's fairly close to new. It's not that bad, but I have seen some of them pretty dadgum wore out. So go check that, guys. But that 6-inch auger, it can save you in some of this wore out, really hard ground. There's no way I could have got an 18-inch auger in there to drill that 18-inch hole. Not with a tractor, not with a PTO driver. Now with, you know, obviously with a skid steer or something like that, yes, I could have got that in there. I understand that. So all you guys with bigger, better equipment, I get that. Sometimes some jobs I'm working on, I can afford in the budget to get a bigger piece of equipment, but it just depends on what the job you're doing. Here on our farm, building our house, we work on this when we got a little time. So right now I'm just coming out here working on it in the evening because I've been working all day doing something else to make money, and now I'm coming over here when I got time to do this, and I don't necessarily have the budget to rent a piece of equipment for 2 weeks to come out here and dig these holes when I'm just going to be out here in the evenings of every week or whatever the case may be. That's just how it is. Sometimes you don't always have that equipment. So for what we're doing, this has worked out pretty good. It is hard, it is a lot of work, but I think it's worth it after a while. So like and subscribe for more, and we will be having a lot more on this house, standing these trusses, building this pole barn style house, and basically building this barndominium.